You know what time it is? It's Predator Poacher time.
Elementary school teacher Preston
Hey, relax.
This is elementary school teacher Preston Palmer. He admitted to having a flash drive right there by my paper of 4,000 images and videos of child pornography, and it's on his phone. He said he's been grooming kids for about 20 years, and oh my God, Minneapolis PD is arresting somebody. Holy shit. So, yeah, elementary school teacher down. You are a communist, right?
What?
No, not you, just him. Yeah, he is. He shouldn't be around kids for a lot of reasons, but he said Trump is actively taking his rights away.
Yeah, President Trump is the problem. Joining us now to discuss is Alex Rosen from Predator Poachers himself. I can't speak today for some reason. Alex, thanks for jumping on with me. That was funny. So let me just break that down to our audience because I didn't give them any backlog on any of this. So that is Preston Palmer. He is a long-term third grade substitute teacher in Minneapolis. And interesting enough, you allege that you caught him with a flash drive of over 4,000 child pornographic images, and he was looking to meet up with a 13-year-old alongside his father. So what's going on here?
Well, so this is another one of our awesome people caught off the Blue Sky app, and he was messaging who he thought to be a 13-year-old boy. And then the person posing as a 13-year-old basically floats that he has a dad into the same stuff that Preston's into. So he asks me, like, hey, do you want to play as a dad here? I'm like, absolutely. And so basically long story short, it got to a point where Preston wanted to meet up with who he thought was going to be me as the dad and an assumed 13-year-old boy. And he thought we lived in Illinois. He lives in Minnesota. And, he basically was under the impression we were driving up to Minnesota to go meet him. And his fetish is sending child pornography to kids. So he's traded and distributed child porn countless times to countless people, and he even attempted to send it to us, but luckily there's settings on the apps to where we can turn off all images being displayed to protect it from seeing what he's into. But he definitely wanted to show it to us, all this, and he mentioned that he had a child porn phone specifically for this type of stuff. So I told him, like, hey, are you gonna bring this phone that you have? And I'm like, well, I might be interested. I just don't like to trade over the internet because we might get caught, but I have a hard drive. And then he floats the idea of, like, well, I can just put everything on a flash drive and bring it. I'm like, well, you can do whatever you want. So when I meet him in person as dad at the park, I ask him, so did you end up bringing the flash drive? He put 4,000 images on a flash drive. So he copied it from his phone, put it on the flash drive, and then I basically dropped the ball on him and tell him, hey, man, this is what's going on here. And he's instantly just gives up, and he's like, oh, my God, just take it all. And he just completely just punked out and was just told us everything. He told us about molesting two of his younger relatives. Granted, he was a kid too, but the kids were even younger that he molested. And he talked about putting his hand on a thigh of a 9-year-old student 10 years ago. And he mentioned, this is going to be pretty graphic, but he mentions that he thinks about his students when he masturbates. So I'm very glad he's off the streets. They're charging him with possession of child pornography, and they are going to be adding charges for enticement of a minor, hopefully, because he did admit to me that he was willing to have sex with who he thought was going to be this 13-year-old boy if it went to that point yesterday. So, he's a true danger to kids, and I'm very, very glad he's gone. And he's been doing this for 20 years. I know he's 34 years old, but since he was 14, he's been watching child pornography, and there's been numerous tips on him throughout the years as well. Like, there's like a thing called cyber tip line where social media platforms flag child pornography. So he's been flagged 2 separate times. He's been under investigation 2 separate times by Minneapolis PD, but for whatever reason, they thought there just wasn't enough on him. So it wasn't until 10 years after his first investigation when we catch him that they finally put him in jail. So
Alex, I think it's so interesting because although you have a great operation, it's not that difficult to catch these people. All you need to do is put some effort into this, and they probably would have
yeah.
caught him 10 years ago if they tried that.
Right. No, and it's crazy with the cyber tip line. Basically, the internet providers like AT&T or Instagram or whoever, they basically do all the work for you. So it's like, oh, this person uploaded child porn to Instagram. Here's everything, and all they have to do is just perform a search warrant, take his stuff, and for whatever reason, that was not done. So that's just they don't get every single person. It's not like an automatic thing, but I mean, if you're doing it for 20 years, I mean, of course he got flagged a couple times.
Yeah, and I also think it's interesting. So Andy No pickle like he kind of like jumped on your back a little bit with this story, and he put up some posts that he found on the substitute teacher online, and one of them is him showing also his LinkedIn page. It's good to know for our audience sake that he prefers he they pronouns. And you could laugh. I know if you're audio only, you probably don't realize I'm smiling when I say that. But also on top of it, he's very much against President Trump, and he's very much against the police, and he's very much, according to Andy No, also was very much for George Floyd and burning down his city, of course. Why is that always a common theme here, right? There are always these far left radical members of their political party, and then also on top of it all, he's using that same app that you've caught so many guys on already.
He, yeah, he actually got into a little debate about Trump with my friend during the bust. He was like, he was saying that Trump is actively taking my rights away. And, the dude who's with me is like, what rights is he taking away? And he's like, well, if they come for the illegal immigrants, they're going to come for me. And I'm like, I'm not sure that's how it works. But yeah, I mean, it was, he always interjects his political stuff into everything. I mean, he even told the decoy posing as the 13-year-old that most pedos are racist because they only want videos of little white boys. So Preston thinks that he's being virtuous by watching videos of all races of kids getting abused. So he's really, really warped. He doesn't believe in necessarily an age of consent. He's 35, living with his parents, which is why, of course, he's a communist. He did tell me he's not too good with money, which, again, like I've never been a communist who was good with money. So he's very stereotypical in a lot of aspects.
Yeah, he is. And I'm glad they've caught him. And now he's going to face, hopefully, the inside of a courtroom where they could properly vet all of this and hopefully lock him up for a very long time. Because people like this, I just don't believe we could bring them back into our society. But that's my personal beliefs in this. Alex, I want to ask you another question because you just recently got another one. Joseph Henderson in Texas, he admitted to you that he was going to meet up an 11-year-old for sex. That's what he was looking to do. And he also admitted to possessing child pornography, I believe. Cops are doing a search on his house. It looks like was your last update on all of this. Do you have another update in this case?
Yes, so Burleson PD did an amazing job. Unfortunately, after we left, they did end up. I guess it's not bad they ended up arresting him. I wasn't able to get it on camera, but they did end up arresting him on scene that day. He's being held in Johnson County jail on a $750,000 bond. He's facing a first-degree felony for possessing child pornography over 50 images, which is 5 to 99 years in Texas. I mean, he's not going to get that, but he's facing that. And online solicitation of a minor because he did go to show up to meet the 11-year-old girl some time ago. That's 2 to 20 years. So he's facing a total of 120 years in prison for this bust. And I'm sure he'll get like 10 to 20 for sure, at least.
Yeah. Well, I like the fact that they don't mess around when it comes to that because these are the most egregious crimes. We need to lock these people up. Alex, anything that should be on our audience radar in regards to what Predator Poachers is working on, what you guys have done over the last week? Because we talk every week now, you and I.
Yeah. Well, gosh, we got this guy really isn't a big fish, but we have a guy who's into um fecal matter and golden showers coming to go meet a mom and two kids in about 2 weeks. So I'm interested in that one because he wears diapers as a fetish, and he is currently a student at at a decently prestigious university. So it should be a fun one.
Ugh, these people are so creepy. Alex, thank you for everything that you're doing. Again, to our audience, I want to remind you guys at home that Alex is doing this because he loves to catch predators, obviously, but he can't do without your assistance. So head on over to his local page or his X page and become a subscriber. That is how you keep this going. Alex Rosen, as always, thank you for your time. One of the best parts about being an independent journalist has to be the fact that I get to handpick our sponsors for this show. It is an honor to do just that. And that's why I am so thrilled to partner with FernValleySoaps.com because, folks, they believe in the same things you and I believe in. They are a goat milk based product line based in California, and they create products like soap bars and lotions. They just recently launched this one. It's the Amber Alert soap bar, and 100% of the profits are going towards fighting human trafficking. That's something that we cover on this show constantly. You know I'm very passionate about that. So head on over right now to FernValleySoaps.com. Take a look around. They have so many incredible products that you probably didn't know that they have. And folks, everyone who buys from them can't stop bragging about them. I know I use their products. I love their products, and they smell and look amazing. So head on over to FernValleySoaps.com, and just because you're listening to today's show, you're going to get a discount of 20% off when you use that promo code BREE. That's promo code BRE at checkout. I'm telling you, you're going to love it. I am a big fan. I use this every single day. Their handmade goat milk lotion. It's incredible. It's not sticky, but it is great. So head on over to fernvalleysoaps.com. Take a look around. Use code BREATHE. That's promo code BRE to save 20%. And the more you buy, the more you save. So again, folks, fernvalleysoaps.com. Promo code BREATHE.